So hello everyone. So this video that you're about to see, you see the title. I'm addressing some comments that I've shared and comments of others, and the videos that Dontay London was sharing. And before I did this, when I first listened to him on last week, is when I first started watching him. I began to be disturbed about some things of how money seemed like it was taking over. So I wanted to address it on YouTube to help him. I didn't want to come off sounding like I was being preachy or sounding like I was bashing him, because that's not what I'm doing. So before I did that, I actually prayed. I received some comments from what I shared on I think it was the second video about the money he was making. I was sharing with him that no credit should go to YouTube, and other people respond to my comment. So I said, I'm just hoping what I've said in the comments kind of helped you. Well, after watching this video he uploaded today, and it's entitled YouTube Money Can Change Anytime, that was basically an approval of yes, and it's okay from God for me to share what was on my heart. And not just looking at that video, but then I started reading the comments, and I saw where his wife put a comment in there, and it was like, okay, it is okay for me to get over here and share what you all are getting ready to hear me share with you all. So I hope whatever you hear in this video today is helpful to you all, and especially the young people who are looking to make money off of YouTube. So here we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, JRC Restoration Decor and Designs, and my name is Phyllis. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, here on my channel I share DIYs, home decor, Goodwill and thrift hauls, and decorate with me. I haven't been on here for a while. I would say it's been since July or August, or maybe September. Right now I'm in Jacksonville. I live in Atlanta, but right now I'm in Jacksonville, Florida at my daughter's house. And today is January the 27th. I've been here since the 4th, I think, January 4th, just helping out around here with some things for my other daughter. But I usually tell people on this channel I share DIYs, home decor, Goodwill, thrift hauls, and more. Well, what I'm talking about today is going to fall under the more category. And also I also started a second channel, and it's called JRC Inspirations, and it's more about sharing with you all the different life issues that I go through, or the challenges that I go through, and how God brings me through it, and the things that he teaches me. Or on that channel I share inspiration and encouragement, hoping it would help lift someone else. So with that stated, I'm on here about a young man's channel that I came up upon only because I was watching another channel. And it was a young lady called Capriciana, I think. And she shared about how she was living in the projects. And then that brought me to another young lady's channel, her and her twin, and then 3 siblings and her mom. They are living in a hotel, so she's kind of what you call homeless. Well, those brought me to, you know how when you put in a title of your channel and everybody that falls under that makes a video about that? Well, Dontay London is who I'm talking about. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up, because I prayed about this, I think it was last week, when I watched the first video that came up that I watched about him, and I wrote it here so I wouldn't mistake it. And let's see, the video was called Living in the Projects, What It Really Looks Like. And he explained the difference from Section 8 to low income. When I was a little girl, I was raised up in the projects, but I can remember maybe from age 5, and we lived there for a couple of years. The projects back then was kind of like the good time projects. That's what I remember, the projects. But he was just sharing the differences. But then he also took us inside his place. And to me, it looks beautiful. It doesn't look like projects. But then he also said the area that he's in currently, from when he shared that video, that is kind of like a high end, low income area, because they're surrounded by the rich people and everything. But what I wanted to do was come on here basically to encourage Dontay, if you're watching, to encourage you and your wife, and then others that are looking, because what he is sharing, information that he shared on that video was very good. And then I think the video that I watched after that was talking about moving out of the projects. And that one really moved me, because I sat in, and I am a mother and I'm a grandmother. So I sat in the position of a mother when he mentioned how he just couldn't believe, you know, all the money that he's making. And it touched me how he says he's going to help his mom when he finally gets to a place to that. But then what kind of really took me back from that, after being so encouraged and inspired by his story of that, is when he kept uploading videos saying how much money he's making, and talking about moving out of Section 8 and then moving from projects to luxury. And he was talking about the money. And hold on, I'm just recording here and off script. So my daughter's home and my grandson here. So I just want to make sure I don't get in the background. So I'm going to put you all on the pause in a minute. Okay, I'm back. But what I wanted to do was to encourage you, Dontay. I commented on some of the videos. The first video I commented on was the one, and I'm looking at the paper, the notes. The first one that I commented on was when you were talking about the difference. I don't know if I mentioned on that. I might have just gave you a thumbs up. But I know I commented on moving out of the projects, because I told you how it touched my heart that you were thinking about, you know, your mom, helping your mom, because of a place that you are in, that you've never seen this amount of money before. And I believe, this is just what I believe, and watching the videos that I've already watched with you and your wife, I believe God put you in this place to help others. But what I don't want to happen to you is that when you get to a place, and before I even get that far, I looked at a video just before I did this, because like I said, I prayed for you and your wife. I prayed that making the money wouldn't blow your head up so much that you would lose sight on reality. Because the last video that I watched is the one that you uploaded right after you shared the one about when you were in the truck cleaning your truck, and you shared with us about the loss that your wife had in her family this morning, I'm guessing, because that's when I watched it. Today again is Monday, January 27th, and I did respond to your wife in the next video, which prompted me, and it was okay for me to come and talk about this. I prayed and asked God to protect you all from any kind of quick, swift thinking, letting money rule your decisions. I'm 62, and I heard that you stated in the video that I just watched, if I can't think of the title of it, I'll put it up, I'll scroll it across the top here, where you stated, and you basically came back redeeming yourself, and I am so glad that you did. Telling people don't quit their jobs, and YouTube may not always be around, just like TikTok was gone. I'm the same way. I believe YouTube is there, and it may not be there forever. I get paid. I don't get paid like you do. I've been doing it since 2018, and I'm okay with that. I'm retired. I'm getting a retirement check. It's not as big and fat as a YouTube check, but I don't look to my retirement check. I didn't even look to my employer, and I don't look to YouTube. I look to God, because he is my source. All these other doors and all these other avenues that money comes in, they are resources. I only started my channel to have something to do and basically share the creative gift that God has given me with DIYs. But I am so glad and so proud of you for coming back and sharing, for people not to be moved by money. It feels good. I know it has to feel good to get so much amount of a money that you've never seen before, especially listening. I listened to another story, and I mean, not another video that you shared where you were walked off your job. I listened to that video, and I listened to how you shared where you just couldn't keep jobs. And of course, not keeping jobs, you didn't have a steady income. Now that you have an open door, which I believe God provided for you to have this open door to receive this money. I've already commented that video and shared with you what I think you should do. Again, this is coming from the title of a mother, a position of a mother. And I would have to believe your mom would share the same thing. Make sure that you don't allow the money to rule you, but make sure you go to God about all your decisions, especially major decisions in life, and that is moving to a home. Because I even asked in the last video that you put up sharing with people not to quit their jobs, I asked if the place that you're staying in, where there's low income or Section 8, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a roof over the head. I understand what you're talking about. You said you were in another one where there were a bunch of roaches and other stuff. Nobody wants to live with that. But what you shared where you all are currently living, it looks like it's a beautiful place. You say that maintenance keeps it up. Well, if nothing is wrong with that, you can afford it. Don't live beyond your means. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. When you get this money in your hand and you're putting it up, that's a good thing. Keep putting it up. Keep putting it up. Keep working. Help your wife. And I know you are. Help your wife. I don't know, but I believe you are. Help your wife get her channel started, get it growing. You all put that money up. When God opens these doors, financial doors for you, go to him and pray to him and say, God, what should we do with this? Put it up. Get him involved in your money and in everything of your life. Always keep him first in everything. Again, I am proud of you for coming back and saying that you want to clean up some of those videos. This is what I would do. Leave those videos. It's showing who you were and who you are now. And don't down yourself. Don't talk to yourself in a way like you don't have any brains and you can't think. God knew where you were going to be before you were even born. He knew you were going to go through that. I believe he allowed some of that. No, the choices you make, he didn't want you to make them, but you made them. But look, he brought you through them, and look where you are today. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Like you said, it's smart that you keep your jobs. Don't quit your jobs. Like you're telling people, don't quit your jobs. YouTube may not be around all the time. They just, if I'm not mistaken, just came out in 2013 or maybe just a couple of years before that. I don't know, but they may not be all around. Now YouTube, it is an employer because they're through Google from what I'm understanding. And for those that have not started a channel, it's an employer because you got to fill out the forms because it has to be, you have to put this on your taxes every year. You're going to get this, I think it's a 1099. If I'm wrong, I'll look at it. I'm not home. I know I got, matter of fact, I'll see if I'll look at my email and I'll tell you on the, in the screen what it is, but I get mine's emailed to me every year. I just got it last year to show me what I made. I don't make that much. I barely just get over $100 and it's every other month. I don't get a check every month. And that's because I'm not trying that hard. Because it's, like I said, I'm retired. I get my retirement check every month. I'm going to start collecting Social Security in March. So this YouTube check for me, it's basically, it's fun money for me, if you want to call it that. But I barely get over, you have to reach the threshold of $100. So I get over that, just a little over that. I think the most I've made, and I've been with this since 2018, but I applied for the the YPP, to be in the YPP program in 2021. I want to say it was just after the pandemic, I believe. Yeah. And I didn't know I was getting the money. In 2 months they was holding my check, and I didn't know it. And when I saw it was like 200 and something, I think it was, I applied for it in August and got approved. And I didn't know until November, I got an email from them saying my form was incomplete and they're holding a check, and they showed me what the amount was. Like, oh, that's good money. That was just for 2 months. So I get just over $100. I think the lowest I might have got might have been 103. And the most I might have got was 170 something. I want to say 100. I ain't ashamed to show you. So when I pull it up, I'll, whatever way the screen is going, I'll just scroll across the screen what I'm making. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just, it's again, fun money. If I don't have a car, so I use for gas. So it actually helps me when I, need to pay some bills, or when I need to maybe send some money to my family for something, or give my grandchildren, I give them allowance. So basically, it might as well say it's out of that. But the point is, whatever income you make, I think what bothered me most is just hearing you, how you give praise and glory, seem like, to YouTube. YouTube is doing what they're supposed to do. Because you signed up for the YPP program, you ain't got to thank them for the check. I worked for an insurance company, State Farm, for over 30-something years. I did not thank them for my paycheck. That's what they were supposed to be doing when I clocked in and worked 8 hours a day. So I'm not going to thank them every time. I thank God for opening the door for me to be employed by them, and for making a way. And when I'm flipping up these here things that's coming across my screen when I come towards you, I'm sorry. But I worked for State Farm. They didn't get any thanks from me. I gave them, the thanks they got from me is when I showed up. And I only showed up is because I filled out an application one day saying I wanted to work here. I wanted to be hired by you all. And for me being hired by them, their return to me was to give me my paycheck every 2 weeks. Well, it's the same thing with YouTube. I signed up to be on the YPP program, and there were some rules and regulations that I had to follow to stay on the YPP program, just like rules and regulations that I had to follow to stay employed with State Farm. It's the same thing with YPP. Rules and regulations, sign up, I want to get paid, so I had to meet the guidelines and stuff to be approved. And then when I got there, I have to stay within other guidelines too to continue to get a check. So I'm not going to thank YouTube for something they're supposed to be giving me as long as I follow the guidelines. But I'm giving, and believe me, when I get that little over $100-something, I thank God for him. And I'm keeping him involved in all the money that I'm getting. And I just started that with YouTube. I give 10% of my retirement check to my church. And it's helping to keep lights on and stuff. Some people don't have the understanding what tithing is about. God don't need nobody's money. He's the creator. He don't need nobody's money. But just like we needed money to keep our lights on and everything, the church that we go to, they need to keep the lights on, keep the heat on, whatever. That's what the money is for. Well, whenever I get money or something, and this is my choice, I want to get God involved with my money, with whatever, not just my money, but my time and anything. So my encouragement to you, Dontay, again, if you're listening, and anybody that's watching, if you love the Lord, and if you believe in God, and if you serve him, I got to make that clear right there, because everybody doesn't. So, and I'm not on here preaching to everybody, and I'm going to let you know right now too, I don't respond to ignorance. I'm not calling you stupid, but I don't respond to ignorance. I just don't. So if you come in here at me about, do you. Just do you, whoever it is. But I'm here encouraging Dontay because of what I heard, how he wants to help his mom, and then how he's excited about sharing with other people, with small creators, how to get to this point. It is so wonderful that you're sharing with this. But then I started hearing where it seems like, okay, you started worshiping YouTube. It sounded like you're worshiping the money. YouTube don't get no praise. YouTube don't get no thanks, and YouTube don't get no glory. YouTube doing what they supposed to do if you qualified for the YPP program. So give God the glory. And I kind of hear it in your wife. She's kind of she's wanting to basically to hear you say, and she is such a loving heart, and both of you all are sweet. And I can hear where she is saying, it's a blessing. God is the one that did this. And I hear that. And I saw that loving, that loving togetherness when you all went to church. And I watched that video. You all went to church. You were, I don't believe you were just doing it for a show. And if you were, that's between you and God. Another thing that I wanted to also share that I heard him say in this last video, and I think it's so good. We know how reality TV is. It's, oh God. Don't give up your morals to try to make money. You don't have to belittle yourself, or you don't have to, like he say, look stupid, or you don't have to be so over dramatic and do stuff that just don't look good, don't sound good. Be your real authentic self. People can tell when you're being phony. And then to just do something that's just out of pocket just to get some views, unfortunately, that kind of stuff is what pulls views. And that is just so sad. It's so sad that you got to degrade yourself for somebody to watch you. That's not good. It's going to come back on you. But I just want to encourage you all to be real, be authentic. Don't try to copy somebody else, how somebody else is all dramatic when they come on, or even some of the thumbnails. Some of the thumbnails that you put on ain't nothing like what you it's not in the video. You put these thumbnails in to draw people in, and when you get in there, it's like, okay, you said this about your thumbnail, but ain't nothing you said in the video is like what you said in your thumbnail. And then don't do stuff to just make yourself look bad. I mean, that's almost like I don't know, you're just belittling yourself just for $1. Just be real, be true to who you are. Those that are meant to watch your video will watch your video. Just be original. There's nobody like you. Just be you. Don't try to be like somebody else. There is only one Dontay London. Nobody else can be Dontay London, but Dontay London is sharing with you all what it is that you can do to kind of help grow your channel. Just be authentically you. But when you do stuff, or when you get this money, and be careful too about all your information that you're sharing, because we don't want to give the devil too much to deal with. Okay, so move in silence is what I'm saying. Just to continue to share and say God is still blessing. God is still blessing, and continue to share it, but also let people know, be real, like you shared with this last video that you put up. This may not last. This may be something. YouTube may be going away in a couple of years. We don't know. It may stay. We don't know. But I just wanted to come on here and say I am so glad that you came back with the last video about sharing and being real. To let people know, don't quit their jobs, because you got young people, I understand, are wanting to make fast money. I'm gonna tell you, making fast money, you can lose it faster and quicker if your head is not on right. So those of you that are young, invest wisely. Get a financial advisor involved in your money. Put it up first, and do some research. Do your research. I also share with you again about the, if your place is nice and upkeep is nice, and you're not really having any issues, and the neighborhood in the area that you're not having any issues, why go somewhere that you can pay more money? I shared with you and explained to you when you and your wife were in that house about you. It was a townhouse and you thought it was a condo. You can rent townhouses and condos, and also purchase. But in renting, you may not. I don't know. You're not responsible for the HOA. That's the owner's responsibility. But coming with purchasing a home, condo, townhouse, whatever, comes a lot of other financial responsibilities. You got the taxes you got to pay. property, if it's a condo or a townhouse and you live in a community that has HOAs, you're not just paying a mortgage. You got property taxes, and then you got HOA fees. And if you don't like it, well, there's too bad, because they say that's the rule, you got to follow it. So you want to do your research. You want to do your research. So I wanted to come on here in the role as a mother. I'm not your mother, I know, but I shared this with my daughter. My middle daughter, she is a YouTuber, and she was just approved and got monetized. And what I'm sharing with you, she's 38. I shared the same thing with her. I said, don't quit your job. I said, at least stay in there for a year, and then the money that you get from YouTube, just stack it up. So if something happens in the year after you quit your job, at least you got some money put up to continue to pay your rent until you can get another job. My advice to small YouTubers, especially young, I would say between 20 and my daughter's 38, so okay, 40. 40 is not old, people. I'm 62, so 40 is not old. So I'm going to say the younger generation, if you're making big money from YouTube, don't quit your job. Stay on your job, put the money up, and then don't tell everybody your business on YouTube. Social media is everybody ain't your family, and everybody don't love you. Everybody don't like you. So don't share all your business on social media, on Instagram. Don't tell everything. Everything is not everybody's business, because you tell everything, then that just gives, I don't know, people things to grab onto too. And everybody's not strong to take criticism. It can really tear people down. Me, it ain't gonna bother me. I done been there, done that, and I'm just too old for that. So that's why I say, if you come on here and say something, I'm just gonna ignore. Number one, what makes it easy for me, I don't know you, and you don't know me. So, like, again, I have grandchildren. I'm not gonna be dealing with grown people like children. I'm not gonna deal with grown people, period. But so basically, I'm not gonna get off on that tangent. My reason for coming on here is just to say that I'm so proud of Dontay, that he came back and that he told people, don't quit your jobs. Do what you can with YouTube. YouTube's out there. If you can do something, do it. And he's right. It's not for everybody. That video that you sent, Dontay, about sharing how to do the video with your phone, I shared that with my siblings and my nieces and nephews. Some of them are for it and some of them not. I told my oldest daughter, she's not for it. I don't want to do that. She's happy and she works from home. She's just happy with that. And some of them just don't want to be in front of the camera. Again, he says it's not for everybody. It's not. It took me a while to even learn how to use the phone and how to edit. And I'm still using my phone. I don't have a bunch of lights stuff. I got some lights at home, but I'm still not doing all that fancy editing and everything. My thing is, if you can see me and you can hear me, that's good enough for me. I'm not going to spend all my money, because again, the money is nice, but I'm out here just to share the gift that God has gave to me with DIYs and decorating. And again, on the second channel I have is inspiring and encouraging. So Dontay, I want to encourage you and your wife to get God involved in your money. Think about moving out of where you are, because what you showed us, the apartment that you showed us, it looks nice. If you do move, think about it. What would happen if YouTube stopped and you go to another place, say that the rent is more money? Are you comfortable where you are now? And if there are no issues going on, if it's nothing like where you came from that you were sharing about, where there's roaches and stuff, if it's a big step up from that place, my question is why? Why move to pay more? So just be comfortable where you are and think before you make any of the moves. You got the new truck. There's something I believe that you really did need, because you said the other one you were putting money, all the money you kept putting in, you might as well got another new truck. Pay that off. Work in paying that off. You getting all this extra money, double the payments and get it paid off. So if something does happen that YouTube stops, at least you can say, okay, we're in a place, because you were saying this income is income based. So if something happens, you don't have to worry about they'll reevaluate your income to fit what's coming in, and then your truck will be at least halfway paid off, if not paid off. So think wisely in your decisions that you're making. And again, don't share everything on YouTube. I've watched some people that watched your videos, and some of them, and I've read some of the comments, and some of them don't like it. Some of them think you're lying. I mean, if you are, that's between you and God. But from what you were sharing, from what I'm seeing, some people taking stuff that you're saying seriously, and I'm on here encouraging those that are watching. So I hope some of what I've said has helped you, Dontay, again, if you're watching, and those that are watching, especially the young people. I believe some information that he gave about doing the phone and everything and how to record, I believe some of that is helpful, because I've been doing this since 2018, and all I've been using is my phone. And I've gotten some, I believe using some of the titles that other people use is helpful, because YouTube says do that. They say do that. Don't do your own thing just thinking you're going to get out there. It tells you if somebody's saying, okay, like decorate with me. Well, when I decorate with me, that's what I do. I put decorate with me, and I'll say what's decorating living room. That's being pulled. So kind of that follows the title thing. Follow that flow. Do whatever YouTube is telling you to do so that you can get in the algorithm. I'm not trying that hard. That's why it's not bothering me. So I'm going to do what I can do when I can do it. And the one thing that I will not be be put under pressure by money. Because again, YouTube can be here today and gone tomorrow. And if you quit your job and you based your sole income on YouTube, that's not smart. It's not wise. So I hope I've said something to encourage someone, as well as encouraging Dontay and letting you and Hannah know that I am so proud of you all, of what you all doing. And again, I have a new channel that encourages with God's word, and that's JRC Inspirations. I just started that this year, January 6th of 2025, and I'll put the link in my description box if you're interested in watching that. And then on this channel, JRC Restoration Decor and Designs, I share again DIYs, home decor, goodwill, and thrift hauls, and more. And what I shared today fell under the more. This is no plug-in for you all to do that. I came here merely to just inspire and encourage Dontay and others that are following Dontay and the advice that he is giving. But I want to say thank you all for watching, and thank you for stopping by. And I want you all just to have a blessed and productive everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching JRC Restoration, Decor, and Designs. And remember, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So until next time, make it a blessed and productive day, everyone. Bye-bye.